Everybody was still able to stay. Yeah, if you could go ahead and oh, actually, I guess I need to send a message real quick. I'll wait 1 second, Doctor, just to give them a second to refresh.
Yes, sir.
Let me see if it's showing up on Twitch yet. Okay, it is. I appreciate the spam, son. Death, thanks so much for the host, brother. I appreciate it. All right, everybody. Welcome to the. Holy heck, we are in. Yeah, the costume change. I literally put up a hood. I'm, with just. I am now the bunny. Um, welcome everybody. To the 14th. Holy crap, we are already on episode 14 of Yawny After Dark. Meet the streamer. And this is, of course, always it's awesome to get a chance to interview people, to meet new people, but it's still a very unique, thrilling experience when I get to talk to somebody in depth like this, even if it's a friend that I've known for a while, somebody who we happen to have on tonight, DrSirDieAlot, who I've met through Prima Dolce, and he is an awesome, awesome dude. You guys will definitely find that out if you haven't had the pleasure to meet him. Um, you will yeah, you will definitely find that out here very shortly. How awesome he is. And Yeah, so it's always a thrilling experience for me to even get a chance to interview friends. And so with that being said, I'm going to hand it over as I always do in the beginning to the guests, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So, Doctor, take it away.
Thank you, Yawny. Um, Hello, everyone from Yawny's chat. My name is Dr. DrSirDieAlot. My friends call me either Doc, Doctor, or Sai. Sai is my real name, like the guy from the Naruto. And what, Yawny, this is an absolute pleasure for me to speak with you and your chat about my experiences in streaming and gaming live. I mostly love to play FPS games, but I am not restricted to those games. I enjoy any and all games like Ark, Conan, those type of survival games. I even picked up Remnant after watching you, which is an amazing game as well. Um, and off screen, I work as a software developer in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I've been doing this work for almost 5 years now.
Okay, I was turning you up just a second. So I gotta
Okay.
ask, gotta start it with. So as a software developer, you probably have a special take on some of the wonderful bugs and glitches that go on in games. Um, as you've been playing games, because I know the other day I was watching well, I mean it wasn't literally the other day, but I've watched you play Conan Exiles. Um,
Hmm.
and I remember when that game first got started, there was a ton of glitches and stuff. But are there any things as a develop as a, or as a software uh, programmer yourself that just kind of bug you about certain games inconsistencies, anything that or anything even funny that you might just see and you're like, I'm not entirely sure what they're thinking because we have our, of course, um, novice understanding of how
Hmm.
programming works, but I didn't know if there was anything in depth that you could relate to us.
For sure. Gaming, once again, everything is code, everything is written by humans. There's when we write code as a software developer, when we write code, we think through what we are writing. We kind of compile what we are writing in our mind, and we expect that particular line to execute in a way. And when we write, let's say I write a little hello world program that prints hello world on the browser. So in that two lines of code, there are 100 different possible ways to have bugs. One will be one will be just like missing a semicolon, which is a huge part of the bugs that are caused in any software or in any games, like missing out single semicolon. So what is semicolon mean in programming? Semicolon is literally like full stop in English grammar. If you don't put full stop at the right spot, the sentence doesn't make sense. And for the most part, gaming, when it comes to game bugs, it not only just goes to the code. Um, of course, we write, hey, there's a character. Hey, character, do this. At that point, what happens is it interacts with various levels of other technologies. Let's say in gaming, simple instance in Conan Excel, it is one of the most bug game I have ever played. um, there's an elephant and you make it walk from one place to other place. There comes the walking code, and then there comes the movement of the elephant, which is basically written and also designed from a different tool, maybe Maya, maybe After Effect, or any of the other 3D programming. So whatever the developer has written and whatever the designer has done with the interactions, all of these together is what you see. Since there are like two different people designing and developing, their thinking is not the same always. So that's where you get the bugs. So designer thinks, oh, developer might do it this way, so let me do it this way. And developer thinks designer might do it in some other way, let me code it in this way. So there comes the understanding, uh, what do you call, a miscommunication on what they are doing, and that's what causes the bugs in most of the games, pretty much all the
And for those of you interested, I had a friend who got a degree in this. This is why informatics is such a big deal. Because you have people who can, communicate between, you know, developers, programmers, and the design team, and they can tell them, this this giant spider that you have is not going to come across the way that you
games.
designed it. Um, and then it looks instead of looking like, a giant spider walking across the screen, it's going to look like Arissa trying to wall climb. And yeah, so it doesn't always come across the way that you want it to, and that's why, for those of you interested, because I think one or two people were talking about the other day, yeah, that's why informatics is such a rising, or in terms of popularity, is such a rising degree. Um, but you talked about doing a variety of streams. What got you in streaming in the first place, Si?
Oh, it is a really long story. Since we have time,
Yeah, no,
I'll be
we
quick.
yeah, we're here for it. Hang on, let me. All right, there
Sure.
we go. All right, there we go.
So my first stream was in fact in 2013.
Oh
Back in
wow.
yeah, back in those days, I was heavy into Dota 2, Dota, World of Warcraft. Those two games were my jam. Like, I have about 6,700 hours in two different accounts on Dota, probably about 3,000 hours on World of Warcraft, maybe. So at that point, I mean, I was playing on private servers on World of Warcraft. I wasn't retail. I was in India, so I did not have any money.
Mm.
But we were playing on private servers, and at that point, we had a guild leader who was already streaming on Twitch. Twitch was was very new. I think it started out in what 2008, 2009.
Mhm.
So at that point, my guild leader, he was streaming along with his girlfriend. I was like, I used to watch them, and it was like 480p was the minimum, I think, or 720p. There was no 1080p basically on Twitch. and I used to watch them, but I did not have my own computer to stream. But when I moved to US or came to US for my master's degree, I was like, you know what? I have a good laptop. Let me give this a try. So we were at that point, we had a new patch released on our server for World of Warcraft, and our guild was the first to beat the boss. I knew we were gonna beat it. So I was right at the end. I turned on. It was not OBS. We did not have OBS back then. It was some different tool that I downloaded. I don't know. It was either Foxy or Muxy or something like that.
It was Napster. No, I'm joking. I had to make it through. LimeWire. You had to get, your whole computer was infected with viruses. You were streaming and there were just pop-ups everywhere. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember that. I did something with that in school.
Yeah.
May or may not have. And I turned on my stream. It was streaming at I think either 360, and my laptop was started to heat up, and it was horrible. The first stream, but I think I still have that broadcast saved as a highlight. Um, so that was my first stream, and the next day I tried to stream again. My laptop kind of gave up. It had 4 gigs of RAM, I think, and 120 MB integrated graphics card, Intel integrated graphics. So yeah, it wasn't fun. But that's when I started watching Tim the Tatman. He was the first one I followed on Twitch. And then there was my favorite Twitch streamer and Dota player, Sing Sing. He used to play for Cloud9 back then. He's super funny, very inappropriate, but very funny. So
What game was
those are
he
the
playing?
Dota,
Okay,
Dota
okay.
2. Yeah. So I used to watch them a lot. I every now and then I try to, you know what? Let me give it another try. Let me stream. You know what? Let me give it another. So I used to like hop on, stream for like 5 minutes, and my laptop would shut down because of the heat. And then life happened, and I kind of like never thought about Twitch again anymore until after my masters, when I was literally jobless for like about 16 months. That's when I started watching Twitch and playing video games way more consistently because I was jobless.
Hmm.
Uh, so after I got my first job, I was like, you know what? I have always wanted to stream. Let's give it a try. So about 2.5 years ago, when I had my PlayStation and I had a decent job, that's when I started streaming. It was about 28 months ago. I keep track of it. That's when I started streaming first on YouTube, not on Twitch. YouTube was way friendly and had a lot of exposure on lot of RPG games. So I used to play Horizon Zero Dawn, The Witcher 3, and Wildlands on YouTube. And when first Fortnite was released, it was co-op. So it was a save the world only. There was no battle royale. Only PUBG and H1Z1 were the only battle royale back then. So I used to play consistently. I used to like explain people what to do on Save the World. It was really fun until Battle Royale came out. The developers and company kind of left the Save the World. We can save you. I'm sorry.
Damn. Save the world. We'll just go ahead and take that mode out. Like, oh, I can't save the world anymore. Like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
And then at what point you play Fortnite long enough, you're like, yeah, I don't really want to save the world anymore. I gotta. Let's see what happens. Um,
Yeah.
so I just
That's
looked.
how.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna
That's
say I looked it up because I had to know. Twitch actually branded off from Justin TV in 2011.
Justin TV. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Justin TV. So if you were playing in 2013, yeah, that was actually when it hit its. It says here. Thank you, Wikipedia. It says here it hit its kind of peak as far as new viewers or new users in 2013. It says 45 million. So,
Ah,
and then 2014, it was the number one streaming platform. I guess it overtook YouTube at that point. So, oh, bye, Death. Later, buddy. Thanks so much for the host again. But it started. For those of you who don't remember Justin TV, um, it was kind of like almost a one-man show type of situation for the longest time, and then it kind of spun off into this other thing with Twitch and the aspect of the streaming on it. And it's really interesting to have somebody that was kind of there, at the beginning of it, because I guess a lot of us are tailgaters. We're we're coming in after the fact, after the veterans are established. But you mentioned YouTube. So what was the appeal of going from YouTube to Twitch? Was it just familiarity of people knowing, like you said, your guild leader and all that? They knew. What did they stream on Twitch? You said.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Like you said, it was start. They I used to watch on Twitch back in the day, but Twitch wasn't this big. It was Twitch still had a lot of ads going on the
Mm.
side of any website I used to go, and they had really corny ads too.
Meet Christian
um,
singles today.
Kind of like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But the transition I did from YouTube to Twitch was mainly for my friends. I had a lot of friends on Twitch that were already like streaming back then, and I was already watching Sing Sing and Tim the Tatman on Twitch, and I was like, why not just stream on Twitch? Why have two different platforms and stream on two different platforms? But like I said, the uh, earlier attempts, I wouldn't say failures, but kind of like um, lost dreams, the
Mm.
earlier attempts in 2013 and 14. And I was just watching Twitch. That's it. Uh, I actually started streaming from 2017 March, I think, or 2018 March. That's when I was like, had a schedule. I used to stream pretty much every other day. Then after 6 months, again, life happened. So took a break about an year from Twitch, like completely. Even watching was very minimal. But I've been streaming regularly the past 1 year, I would say.
Now, there's an important note that Doctor's making here that I want a lot of people to take away from this, and that's that there are growing pains with anything you're doing, especially if it's something new. Okay, it's something where you're trying to build, from start, and you're trying to branch out into new aspects, whether it's picking up a new hobby, or whether it's learning a new skill set, picking up a new job, getting a new degree. You're always going to have a learning curve, and in a period where there's going to be a lot of ups and downs. And what he's talking about that I think is super awesome is he takes, he's talking about taking breaks, but at no point did you give up. I mean, you're still doing it to this day. So I mean, you did come back, even if you took a break here and you took a break there, and even if it was a year off. I'm super impressed by the fact that you have continually come back and you've never let it go away. And I think that speaks volumes about your character, that you do keep trying, over and over and over again. Because guys, you got to understand, if I remember correctly, Ninja, I'm pretty sure, streamed for 7 years before he got the success that he's had, and he was
That
growing.
is true.
He was growing for a while. Okay, but this whole Fortnite, and then him dancing on, doing the Fortnite dance with Ellen DeGeneres on her show and all, that was very recent in the long term trials and errors of his success. Another one, Pokimane. I think she started in like 2014 or 2015. So a lot of these people that you see who are successful, it was not overnight. It wasn't even a year in most cases for a lot of them. It wasn't even 2 years. Some of these people, Tim the Tap Man, Um, Shroud, Summit, they've been on this platform in some cases since the inception of it. So if there's a hiccup or two in your step, don't burden yourself with thinking that, oh, I didn't make it in 6 months, I'm not going to make it. I didn't make it in a year, I'm not going to make it, because it's 100% not true. Most of these people take years and years and years to do something, and because you're new to Twitch or you just heard of them, you think, oh, I just heard of them, so they clearly haven't been streaming for 10 years. No, they have. So I think that's awesome, Doctor. I think it's awesome that you took breaks when you needed to. As you said, life happens, and I understand that as well as anybody, I'd like to think. Um, and let's see, what does Locke say? Tim the Tatman was mod in Soda Poppin's chat. Now sometimes, if not always, he has more viewers than Soda. Well, and that's the thing, and you do. It's not. I would hope that they're happy for each other's success because Soda Poppin's still one of the biggest WoW streamers there is, to my knowledge. Um, but yeah, I think that it's an awesome you know story that Doctor is relating to you all. That life happened, but he always kept coming back. I personally have an investment in that because if he hadn't have come back after was it 2017, I wouldn't have had the chance to meet him because I think we met in 2018.
Yeah,
So
we did.
so I wouldn't have had the chance to meet him. So obviously I have a personal investment in this, as far as I wouldn't have met such an awesome person. But yeah, and each time that you came back, was it the
Hmm.
same goal, the same approach, or did you want to try something different?
Um, it was different. When I was streaming on YouTube through my PlayStation, it was purely to just make playthroughs of different games. Oh, instead of because I did not have my own laptop or my own PC to make videos, YouTube videos, and the only way I could do was stream it on YouTube and put, save them as a playlist for people to view them. But when I made the switch to Twitch, I did not know what I was doing. I'll be honest there. I used to think, oh, I will just click this button, go live button, and I will become famous. I'll be famous just like Tim the Dead Man. He's big guy, he's funny. I'm big guy, I'm funny, and on top of that, I'm Asian. I'll be more funny, so I'll click this button and I'll be famous. But it was I'm allowed to say stupid, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
It,
yeah.
it was stupid of me to think like that. Like, success does not come in easy ways. It's not as simple as clicking that button, go live. It actually is more work than just clicking the button. This is the same thing I was just talking about in the chat. In my past, in this year itself, my perspective about streaming has changed a lot. I will be honest, last year I used to think like, oh, you need to have contacts to go big. Oh, you need to be a different gender to go big. Oh, you need to have certain standards that which viewers like to go big. I used to think that, but it is not the case all the time. Yes, those are probably true, but not all the time. I have seen a lot of talented people. Like I'll give you Fortnite because I used to be into
No, that's
Fortnite.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
Reverse 2K. He was
Okay.
literally like a nobody. He used to stream for like zero viewers. I actually found him first in a game that he killed me. He had reverse2k.ttv, and I went to his chat. I said, "Yo, GG's man, nice shot." And he was very receptive of me. And he was like, "Yo, thanks, bro. I'm sorry. I grind this game a lot. I'm sorry I killed you that way. Oh, don't worry. Teach me whenever you want." So he used to have like zero viewers or one viewer, and he grinded that game like I have never seen anyone grind it. He used to just stream, grind the game, work hard. He was passionate about the game. He wasn't passionate about how many viewers are watching. He was passionate about the game, and and then they had the ranking system in Fortnite, and he climbed those charts really fast because of the passion, the hard work he put in. And Ninja and other big Fortnite streamers noticed him, and during tournaments, he was invited to participate in one tournament where he absolutely destroyed. I'm sorry for using that word. Absolutely destroyed these top streamers, top Fortnite pros, and he absolutely destroyed. And everybody was like, "Oh my God, who's Reverse 2K? Who's Reverse 2K?" And I still remember he won the highest kills in that tournament. He won about $80,000 as prize money. And he immediately called his parents and he was crying on stream about that. That was the most wholesome thing I have seen, and that kind of stories motivate me to be better at streaming, to put better content outside, to be positive about me, myself, and my content instead of comparing other streamers who succeeded and me and comparing them. Oh, I also get better kills than him. Oh, I am better than. I never thought that way. I never thought I'm better than him. Why am I not getting viewers? I'm not getting viewers because I'm doing something wrong. What do I need to do? I Google on how to improve streams. I look up YouTube videos on how to get better on at streaming as a content creator. Even if I donate to any of the streamer like bits or cheers or money, I always donate with anonymous because most people use it to get a kind of exposure by donating to people. Nothing wrong with that, but I just felt like it's not the right way to do it. So I donate as anonymous, ask for tips, take notes of that, and I constantly try to improve my stream. I watch my VODs. What did I do wrong? What did I say wrong? What am I doing wrong? That's what I keep looking at my VODs. I keep improving, give better things for my community and the future viewers of my community, like giving them channel reward points. Okay, let me go a little bit sidetracked. Why is Twitch the amazing platform right now? Because they are doing what I am doing. They are trying to constantly improve their platform. They're constantly trying to improve their platform with channel rewards, with the new channel view. It's amazing, and the schedule. I don't know if anybody uses that schedule on the streams. I was using it before, but since I have the Discord, I left it. Left the schedule on Twitch. Like they're improving so many things. That makes me more motivated and more inspired. If Twitch, which is multi-billion-dollar platform, is trying to improve every day, why shouldn't I do it? So that's the kind of thinking I keep to myself to improve my stream.
Well, I think that there's a very valuable lesson in that, and that's, I always use the word introspection. For those of you who don't know what introspection is the ability to look inward, to self analyze, to sit there and say, okay, what do I need to do in a particular situation, or what do I need to change in a particular situation? And a lot of people think that they have the skill, and they don't. A lot of their introspection is literally thinking about how can they blame other people or something in any given situation. And I think that what you're displaying here in terms of introspection is a wonderful attribute that you've given yourself, in that you're trying to find out, well, what can I do to change. I also think that it's important that people understand that how you need to ask yourself a question whenever you come to stream. How do you measure success? And what I mean by that is, there are streamers who have 30K viewers, 40K viewers, 80K viewers, but there's also people I know that have 100 viewers, 200 viewers, 300 viewers. Now, I don't know where the future takes any of us, obviously, or I would be. What was his name? John Edwards used to do that, speaking with the deceased that had recently passed. I think that was crossing over with John Edwards. That was it. Um, but I I would tell you all to think in terms of, not just what is success in terms of the highest viewer count, the highest subscriber count. Think of it in terms of happiness. Look at some of the top streamers. Do they appear happy? There are some that do, but to me personally, I think some of them don't. And but I know some people with 200 viewers, which is amazing, and 200 viewer average, and they seem to be as happy as can be. Um, so it's not you could use the word relative, but it's all keeping things in perspective. What is the combination of not just success, but success and happiness? Because if you're miserable, I mean, I've seen people that were financially successful that were absolutely miserable what they did. And I tell you, life is far too short to be in that position. Um, but I think that, a lot of us, side, I definitely empathize. I think a lot of us go through, periods where we're looking at something that we're not doing, and we're looking at other people with success going, now wait a minute, why does this person have success if we're playing the same game or if we're playing? And I think that that's important to realize that, you know, you have to figure out what it is you can change, because most people on Twitch, and it took me a long time to learn this, most people on Twitch aren't here for the game. They're not here necessarily for the category. There are some people that are, but a lot of them are here for you. And so, and by the way, that's why I'm going to go ahead and do the first shout out now. But I always encourage people to check out, the ones that come on this interview in particular, because, they're extremely awesome people. And I think Sai is an awesome person. And I would highly recommend, that you check him out. And yeah, I think that is very commendable, Sai. I really really do, brother. I think it's awesome that you looked into stuff like that. So, I have to ask you too. So since you play a variety of streams, and I've seen you playing quite a few different games,
Hmm.
aside from the FPS and stuff, what do you normally look for in a video game? Because we're similar age, so I always tell people that I grew up with story-driven games, RPGs and stuff. So what do you look for if you're not playing an FPS?
Well, first of all, thank you for giving me a shout out and saying I'm awesome. I try to. Uh, there are a lot of inspirations and motivations, uh, motivating people that I watch to try to be good. Uh, but coming back to the question, I'm the same way. Ever since growing up on those NES games or anything, I always look for a good story. My first game on PC was Harry Potter. It was old. It was in 2004, 2005. It was the Harry Potter first game. It was all boxes. It was all the characters were like boxes and geometrical figures, and I used to think they were awesome and realistic. And from there, my gaming needs have changed a lot. But at the end of the day, what I want is, am I enjoying the game? How good is the story? For instance, The Witcher 3 is my number one favorite game. No other game can change that until Cyberpunk 2077 releases. Maybe.
We had the tagline in there at the end.
Yeah. So Witcher 3 and then Horizon Zero Dawn was amazing to
Yes.
play. Um, Fallout 4, Fallout 3, New Vegas, all
Hmm.
of these story driven games were amazing. But lately, I've been enjoying the FPS for sure.
Okay.
But my, if I have to pick games that I enjoy, and as well as since we are doing Meet the Streamer, so where I can find a balance with streaming, enjoying streaming, and enjoying gaming,
Hmm.
I would say survival games have been really fun for me,
Okay.
especially Ark and Conan.
Okay.
Um, not to brag, but I have a really good creative mind, even growing up. And in Ark, I build beautiful castles, beautiful builds, interesting builds. And I think a lot of times, when I used to play Ark, a lot of times people used to come in, just watch me build stuff, ask me questions, interact with me. So that kind of motivated me to play more survival games. But
Okay.
at the end of the day, those kind of games fail to provide content for the PvE gamers like me. They can't give me more stuff to do because they are not focused on PvE. They're more focused on PvP. And FPS, I have loved FPS since I can remember. My first FPS game was Wolfenstein on my friend's dad's PC back in like 2000, maybe 99, 2000. From there, my second game was Red Faction, then Counter Strike, huge on Counter Strike. When CSGO 1.6 was released, I was banned on three different accounts because there was no proper anti cheats, and the more reports you get banned. So I was really good at sniping, and all three of my accounts were banned. I didn't want to make and buy the game again. After that, Call of Duty. Call of Duty was my love for FPS games. Call of Duty story modes, Call of Duty multiplayer, the 1942, the one with the what was that? The carbine rifles and stern assault rifles
Yeah,
back in the days.
I'm glad you said that. Carbine rifle in any World War II game is like my go-to. It's like one of the most satisfying as far as how it feels. I don't know
Yes.
why. I think it's because it feels like between it's kind of a fine line between a, a sniper rifle essentially. It's not a sniper rifle, but I mean it's got that range,
Right.
but it's also got the semi-automatic aspect to it. So
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I always love that. And I gotta ask you, what's your favorite Call of Duty?
In campaign wise, I would say Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1, 2, 3.
My man.
Those were the amazing storyline.
Dude,
That was the amazing storyline.
yeah, Call of Duty. Yeah, the Modern Warfare was a really really good campaign.
Yeah. Ghost, Soap, oh my god, Price, Captain Price. Yeah, that was just. I'm just speaking about that. I have goosebumps right now. I have goosebumps back of my neck and on my hands now. Um, that would be my pick. Of course, the World War games storyline was good. Nothing wrong with it. It's just I think Modern Warfare had that emotional touch to it as well. They captivated the emotions of the gamers.
I I
Um,
think for me too, I do want to give credit where credit's due. Um, I have like some of the campaigns. I've never been that big on the PvP aspect of the Call of Duty games, but I do like some of the
yeah,
campaigns. But I also want to say, for those of you who haven't, one of the games that really, really made it for me before Call of Duty and the campaign was, and in fact their competitor at the time was Medal of Honor. And Medal of Honor is I remember playing that on my computer in that opening scene where you're on the boat storming the beaches of Normandy, and it was like being in the movie. Well, obviously being there, but that opening scene of Saving Private Ryan, and yeah. So if you haven't heard of the Medal of Honor series, if you can get a hold of some of those games were really really good too. So I always like to endorse those games. Um, but yeah, I think that that's awesome that because one of the things that I like about what you're essentially talking about here is that you enjoy the PvP aspect, but you also enjoy the storyline campaign aspects of these games too. Whereas
right,
a lot of people, let's be honest here, there's a lot of people that I feel like they only play one half of these types of games. You know,
right.
so I think that that's awesome. Play your campaign modes, kid. No, sorry. Uh, but so now
Yeah.
I want to take it back. So as far as when we met through through Primo,
Yeah.
and I'm going to ask him this too. And well, I think it's next week I'm interviewing him. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
but yeah, it is. Okay, cool. So how did you meet Primo?
Oh, how did I meet Primo? That's interesting. So when I met Primo, I did not meet him directly. So I was just getting back into Destiny 2. I used to play Destiny 2 a lot on PlayStation. And when I got the PC, I bought the game, I bought the expansions, all of that stuff back then, and I was looking to play, uh, find some friends. So I went on Twitch and I typed in Destiny 2. It was early morning, I think 10 o'clock on a Saturday, I think. And the first streamer I saw was Mittens. You know Mittens, right? Mittens Kittens.
Oh yeah, I followed Mittens back when she did Overwatch.
Oh, nice. And I saw her and I was like, so again, stop me if you feel like I'm talking anything offensive. But most of the time, I back in the days, I wouldn't go into like female streamer channels. It's all in the history, but I usually don't go in there only because even so for me, the first few female streamers I went in and I was trying to talk with them, they got very defensive. Even though it was like, "Hi, your stream is looking good. How did you set up everything?" Because I was new, I needed some tips. And when I selected my categories on Twitch, I selected Fortnite, Dota 2, a couple other games, Arc. Arc was a major one. So when I went into Arc streamers, I asked them, "How did you set up? What are your settings?" They used to get defensive, and a couple of them even like banned me, and they thought I was trying to advertise myself, but I wasn't actually doing that. So, and I didn't know that that's why they banned me. I realized that later on. But anyways, back to our topic. So I was looking for Destiny 2 streamers. I saw a few streams that was set up really poorly. Their pixels were everywhere. I could see all the pixels. I can count them, and then scroll and I saw Mittens, and she was doing kind of like a just chatting then. I was chatting with them, and I really enjoyed the background she had with all the lights. It was very welcoming, very warm. So I clicked, I stayed for like 5 minutes in the chat. Everybody was jamming, very positive community, and I was like, you know what? Let me talk to her, see how she responds. So I realized she was partnered the day before.
Oh,
So she
okay.
was very hyped. Yeah, it was right the day after she was partnered. And I asked her, "Oh, you're partnered. Congratulations. How did you get to partner?" Like, I was asking those silly questions.
Okay.
Uh, this was like the 1 year mark when I got back into the streaming. So, and she was very receptive. She was very welcoming. She told how she got there. She was explaining things. She was very positive. And I was like, wow, she's actually positive. That's how I met Mittens. And she was playing Destiny 2. I was asking questions. Whenever she sees a message, she was replying to me and to the entire chat, the entire 150 people or whoever asked the question. She was never missing a message. I was like, wow, that's really awesome. That's how I met Mittens. I was watching her for like 3 days, and then this some idiot guy is starting crap at Mittens chat, and I was like, "Who the fuck are you?" And then I messaged in Mittens chat like, "Who the fuck is that? Oh, he's Primo. He's my best friend. Go check him out." And I was like, "Oh, okay, fine." So I go check him out. He was partnered streamer, and I was like, "Damn, this guy is a partner as well." So I asked him, "Bro, you're a partner as well. How was your journey to partner?" So then he told me he used to play Overwatch
Mhm.
competitively. He was in a team, so that's why he got partnership. And I'm like, so one more thing, Overwatch was my favorite game when it released. I used to play Overwatch so much on PlayStation. I had a really good group to play Overwatch. It was fun the first year. So I was like, damn, dude, but you used to play Overwatch, so you should know In the Tatman as well. He was like, yeah, we played In the Tatman a couple of times too. And he was talking really good. And then he asked me what are the games I play. I told him like I play Dota 2, I play World of Warcraft. I'm trying to get back into Destiny 2, so asking questions. And everyone was like, bro, I play Dota 2 too. And that's when I was like, all right, this guy is my best friend.
So
So that's how I met Primo.
I yeah, I think there's two things I want to address here, and that's that I think it's always interesting. You never want to, and I've been guilty of doing this. I really have. You never want to close the door, to the possibility of a friendship or a conversation and stuff like that. So if somebody
Right.
comes across a particular way you don't like, I'm always for giving people second, third, sometimes fourth chances. There is a
Mm.
limit, but I think you bring up an interesting thing where when people came in, you're like, who the hell is this guy? Or what's the Conor McGregor? Who the fuck is that guy? The and but you gave each other a chance, and you became very close, and I think that is I think that that's something that if we can help it. Life's too short to hold any type of grudge. I don't say that you
True.
and Primo held grudges, but I'm saying that I've seen people sometimes get cross with each other in chat over
Yeah.
what is nothing short of a misunderstanding. And
Exactly. Yeah.
and so I definitely um, oh, Hawaiian Pizza. Thanks so much for the. That is a great name. I know who you are, buddy. But thanks. I gotta announce that name because that's just a great name. Um,
Yeah.
but they get into in situations where it's all a misunderstanding. If people would just take a step back for a second, they'd realize, okay, wait, we're talking about either the same thing or we've got enough similarities that there's no reason to focus on our immediate differences.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say too, as far as you had said, well, how do I phrase this and all that stuff. If you're when you are, new to streaming or new to anything, I think one of the things that has really kind of stagnated in the world and that needs to change ASAP is allowing people to formulate opinions, change their opinions, grow as a person, interact with people on any different level, and I think that needs to continue. So I'm so happy that you didn't let a few bad experiences deter you from meeting other people. Because that does get hard, especially if you're like, well, what? Because like there were some people that I came to Twitch when I first came here, and I
Mm.
don't I don't talk to him anymore. No hard feelings, but definitely a couple of them I was like, well, man, this particular person's kind of more of a jerk than I thought originally, but I didn't let it sway my opinion of somebody else, and that's part of learning to grow as a person is realizing that okay, you had a bad experience with this streamer or you had a bad experience with this person in chat. That's not indicative of every streamer, every viewer, every person on Twitch. Um, I have found some people that I personally didn't care for, but I found so many wonderful people that have made just my life so much more amazing, Psy included. And
Thank you.
it's but you gotta be willing to give people chances. Even if you had a bad experience with this one, you gotta be willing to give people chances. So again, Sai, I think that's admirable that you did that. I want to ask you what going forward and stuff. What are your plans? Do you have plans for your stream going forward?
Yes, I do have a lot of plans laid out currently. This was one other thing we were discussing in the Discord with my community. This past 1 month, 2 months, it has been amazing. I had a lot of growth. It's an organic growth. It wasn't. It wasn't like joining Discord groups or like tweeting out with hashtag retweet, hashtag retweet.
I have never. Anyways.
Yeah. Okay, that's a
No, no, no,
different
no, no.
story. Let's not get.
No, I'm joking. I didn't even know
No,
how.
no.
I just wanted to see if the retweet would work. I was like, I don't even know what this does. What do these buttons do?
Um, they do. They work. You get likes on your tweets, but you won't get viewers from those tweets. If
Right,
if it makes sense. Um, but yeah. So I had really organic growth. Of course, I have to thank people that have hosted me, rated me.
right.
Um,
Which is part of
I went.
organic growth. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, yeah. Like people from your community. GamerCat, he comes to the chat. Bat, I found Bat in Mitten stream, but I would say he, I interacted with him more on your stream than Mitten stream. Eclipse, FPS, who just came in reporting for duty. Uh, like there are a bunch of folks that came from your chat, and then there's a couple other streamers I follow from their chat. They all and all of these different streamers that came in into my community now they are friends together.
Right.
So hosting and rating is where like multiple viewers, multiple audience from different streams get together. But again, coming back to the question, plans. I work 8 to 5 or 7 to 6. I have a full time job,
Hmm.
and it's software developer. And a lot of times, what happens is I will be either called on an odd hour, or I'll be having meetings, and I'll be having additional work that I have to do. I have to complete in a day or in a week or in 2 weeks. So I work from anywhere between 7 to 6. Those 11 hours is basically my work window, my
Okay.
full time work window that feeds me, pays rent, and everything. Um, so I have 11 hours in a day committed to my work, about 5 to 6 hours committed to sleep. I have about 6 hours left to myself, which I have to use it for day to day needs, like going to, day to day needs and cooking food and all that. So I will be left with like maybe 2, 3 hours a day for myself to do what I want to do. And those hours I use for streaming or relaxing. Those are the two things. But with the growth I've been having this past couple of months, I want to produce more content to my community and other communities as well. I started composing few music bits on an app that I found on my phone. And I'm about to go to bed. I have like about 17 tunes on SoundCloud right now, and I'm trying to like make some educational videos, highlights of my streams, get some clips, and all of this. All of this takes more work, more energy, more
Hmm.
time apart from my work and streaming. So after streaming, I have to go through the watch. So all of this hard work is gonna take a lot of planning, a lot of time, a lot of energy. So going forward to help me grow my community and my stream, these are the things that I want to do. Have a good time management, have good health, so that I can be better at time management, because without health, you cannot feel 100% to put out any type of content. So, my first on the list is trying to find tools for my stream where I can make clips with a click of a button instead of going through the words, uh, and use those clips put on YouTube. So that's my first uh, plan of action in the next 1 month. And TikTok is a really, really good platform for exposure. It is way better than Twitter or YouTube to gain exposure. Instagram does not work for exposure. A lot of people doesn't understand how these SEO, search engine optimizations work, how these hashtags work, how the different social media work. So the second is growing a little bit of following on TikTok. Again, that will take a lot of effort, which comes back to my first point of gathering tools and other technologies to help me uh, create more content. That's my second. And my third would be once I'm successful with these two, then it will be how to grow community to the next level too. At that point, if I'm having a really good growth, then that's where my point, I will be at a point where I have to choose, should I start my path to partner? And I don't like to um, BS on what I want from streaming. Yes, I stream for fun. I stream to make friends, but at the same time, if I'm spending hours into something, I would like to have some kind of returns. That's how my mind works. I'm Asian. There's always return of your investment. So if I'm putting out content and if I'm not growing, I will give my best in analyzing why I'm not growing. If I am not unable to realize or analyze those, I will go for help with other streamers, with other people that are out there trying to help streamers to grow. I hope you don't mind, but there's this guy called Harris Heller. He has a lot of YouTube videos on setting up streaming or setting up your equipment, setting up your PC, other devices, and everything like software, hardware, everything. So I reach out to his Discord group and ask them for like suggestions on what to do, how to do. So those are the kind of things I'm doing currently to improve my content out in the world. Again, my earlier, if it seemed like a negative comment about the rate of interest, I'm sorry. Um, I always try to be true to myself and true to my words that I speak. I don't want to like sugarcoat anything.
No, I think, listen, at the end of the day, you know, whatever you do, you have to stay true to your morals and principles, um, because anything, whether it's a job or a college or relationship or platonic or otherwise, you know, it could
Right,
all be gone in an instant. And what you have left in those situations is your experience, but also your core belief system and who you are as a person. And if that develops, or changes based on these experiences. But no, I don't think you should apologize at all for
just
holding certain belief systems. And I like I've told people before, if you want to, we unfortunately, I wish that we um on some capacity could go back to bartering and trading, but we operate on a society that's economically motivated. And
right.
so when you spend 10, 15, 20 hours doing something, um, very few people are going to be able to keep that up, no matter how bad they want to keep it up. Very few people are going to be able to keep that up, um, without moving towards a certain goal like partner, affiliate, or something like that. It's not economically feasible, for most people. With that being said, I also don't want to ever become me personally. I don't ever want to become somebody who is in the top millionth of a percent of Twitch, complaining that they only had 14,000 subscribers that month instead of 15,000. So, not thinking of anybody in particular, but I have seen people. So,
Right.
again, it comes down
Yeah.
to that perspective. Um,
Yeah.
but Doctor, I think that this has been absolutely wonderful. I knew it would be, and I'm glad everybody got the chance to meet you and hang out. And I want to leave you with one last question, as I
Okay.
always ask, because I do think you were touching upon being rested and happy and all that to keep continuing doing this. So what do you do to kind of wind down? What is your off stream I always phrase it as like off-stream rituals or whatnot that people use to kind of clear their mind, if you will.
Right. So as soon as I click that end stream button on my OBS, and if I'm raiding or hosting someone, I will stay behind, talk to them for a while, and let them know that, hey, I'm gonna go make some food. I'll be back. I turn off all my lights, everything in my room. So I have a gaming room. So I turn off everything except for my PC. I leave unlocked. But to wind down, I mean, again, even though I have a lot of fun streaming and gaming, it's still a lot of energy spent.
Hmm.
So the first thing I would do if I have food or not, I will go make some food. I love food. You know, you can tell that by looking at me. I love food and I enjoy a lot cooking
Same.
food too. I love cooking food. Cooking food is like meditation to me. It brings me so much zen. Is that what the cool kids call it today?
uh,
Basic.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, because I'm also now thinking of Kung Fu Panda. But yeah, we could go with Zid. Yeah, yeah.
I actually took zen from Kung Fu
Oh,
Panda.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, I either cook or just go stretch, like have a really good stretch. Uh, Turn on TV, put on some anime or some show, keep it running in the background. Just do things around the house that needs to be taken care of after the energy spent. That's pretty much the ritual I do after a stream or a gaming session. And if I had any bad experiences, I would leave them behind, either to be picked up the next time I game or forget about them. I won't carry them around.
I think
Whether it's, yeah.
man after my own heart. Food, stretching, and as you said, leaving things behind. Um, but I think that yeah, all of the stuff that you have said, yeah, I firmly stretch. You don't want to be like getting close to like my age. I know I sound like a grandpa now, but you don't want to be getting close to my age and be like not stretch for 2 days, and then like your legs lock up into this funny position and you're trying to roll out of bed like prone commando style. Yeah, you don't want to. No, don't. Okay.
I think
Anyway.
you're younger than me, Yawny.
Oh,
You
am
know
I?
that, right? Yeah, you are younger than me.
I'm 30.
Yeah, I'm 31. Yeah, you're younger.
Oh, okay. I lived a hard life. he said
Yeah.
he says in a bunny outfit. Um, but yeah, I think like I said, I knew this was going to be a wonderful, Sai, and I'm so happy we got a chance to do this. And yeah, we do share a lot of similar views, and more than anything, um, I can sum up everything as far as in a nice, neat little package that what I appreciate is your work ethic. The fact that you tried this, it didn't work. You tried something else. You met this person, you didn't like them, but you went and met went out and met other people. I think that the work ethic to continually strive to do better is something that every single person can take with them. Because I'm just going to tell you this right now. When I used to try to be working on comic books, I can't
Mhm.
tell you how many amazing, talented artists, the minute things got difficult, gave up. And you cannot succeed in life. You
Yeah,
know,
that's not me.
Xerxes, thanks for the
Give
host,
up,
buddy.
yeah.
You
Give
can't.
up is, it's not in my blood, or it's not in my nature. Uh, so do I have some time, or are we waiting for another person?
No, 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 no. If there's something you want to
Okay,
say, yeah, yeah, go for it.
yeah. This want to be a message for everyone who listens to it. Giving up is easy, yes, for sure. Like on anything, and I think uh, a lot of people in this generation are used to the easy things like instant coffee, instant stuff. It's everything is easy. I did not grow up on easy stuff. No, uh, Every small thing I had to work for it. I did not grow up with technology. If I had to learn something, I had to find people who know about that. If my parents didn't know, I had to go to my teachers to know about it. If my teachers didn't know, someone. So I had to put in a lot of work. But what I'm trying to say is, do not give up on your dreams. If you have a dream to become an affiliate, keep working on it. Keep working on it. And at the same time, if it is not working out, analyze why it is not working out. Don't get disheartened and start blaming outside. There's internal locus and external locus. Internal locus, it means looking inside on why you are not succeeding, and external locus is finding people that you want to blame for your failures. I have always been an, or at least 90% I have been internal locus and 10% I have been external locus. But most of the time I focus on my internal locus and thrive on how to improve myself. So don't give up, never give up. And this never give up, even though I had it from a long time, it was hardened by watching Naruto.
You know what? No. Hey,
Yeah,
listen. Shonens, Shonens teach you valuable lessons. Like
yeah,
how to run as a shinobi,
yeah.
and you know, sexy clone jutsu. And anyway, no, no. Hey, you know what? I mean, we can never laugh about where we get those particular values instilled because I
Yeah,
mean, they
yeah,
have the child Aesop's Fable books and all sorts of stuff. Well,
yeah.
however you got there, Sai, I'm super proud, to call you my friend. Um, I think you're a wonderful dude. I hope everybody had a good time with this. And Sai is an amazing person, amazing streamer. Again, one more shout out here at the end. You all can find his channel.
Thank you, Yanni. And once again, Yanni, I can't thank Primo enough for like introducing you to me. And you have been not just my favorite streamer, you have been my favorite person.
Oh,
And
thank you.
I consider you as my best friend and brother from another mother.
I,
And sometimes I would even look at you as, hey, he's white version of me, you know? um,
do you have a
thank
bunny
you
suit
for
under your bed?
well, again, thank you for having me. This was an absolute pleasure, and I hope everyone from your community enjoyed me ramble on, rant, and share my experiences. And before I leave, one final message. Again, giving up is easy. Giving up is easy, and easy is not fun, guys. It's not fun, you know? Working hard and achieving something, it's fun. So go for that fun.
Absolutely. Well, not gonna let you leave just yet. We're gonna, as
Okay?
always, I'm gonna, as always, on here on the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
let the if the streamer themselves are not streaming, I let them pick who we're gonna raid.
Oh, I thought we will be having more interviews. Okay.
Oh, we
Uh,
will a little later on, but we're gonna have a break in between. So in the meantime,
mhm. You know what? I have the right person on who we rating.
okay,
Uh, None other than the guy that introduced to each other. Let's rate Primo.
okay,
He is on playing Rust.
easy enough to remember how to spell that one. Um,
Oh,
I do. Well,
Swamp coming in while we are rating Primo.
well,
Well, we have more viewers
Swamp,
for Primo.
you're coming in right as we're raiding Primo, brother. So we're all gonna take a journey over to Primo's place. Swamp, thank you so much for the raid, brother. So as always, and there's another awesome person that I met through Primo as well as Swamp. As always, thank you so much to Sai. Thank you to everybody for being here. And again, it's awesome to get support, the follows, the host, and all that stuff. But the main thing is during these interviews, I'm elated that we were able to gather and support Sai as he's doing this interview. Because it's always the big thing is to support um, the person being interviewed, the interviewee. And so, with that being said, um, you all, as always, amazing. Love you all. Immediately got cheered up from a very tilting session of Overwatch being here. And yeah, and I will see you all here at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for Crazy FR, his interview. And other than that, I will catch you all in a little bit. Love you all.
Love you too, Jan. Love you all. Have a good night.
All right.